Hello! So today I want to record an interesting video to describe what I have learned recently in the process of writing and publishing and promoting my books as well as my mother's books. And I have learned some very interesting things, a lot of information I didn't know from this experience. So if I can get my throat under control, there's a few things I want to share that may be helpful to other people. And I hope that my microphone and everything is working. I can only hope. I do my best with technology. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But I'm going to get into this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch to my screen and I'm going to show you a few things. So I have my web browser open, Google Chrome. And these are the books in my library on Smashwords.com. Now, Smashwords is it's an ebook publishing platform that's actually super cool. And there's a lot of reasons it's particularly cool. But what I'm going to show you today is what happens. See, I published my books, and here's my mom's 3 books that she's written. And so here's the thing. I am going to go to my first book, and because I bought this already from myself, it's really sad when an author has to buy their own book from themselves just to try it out, but it's part of the testing experience. So there's more than one way for me to view this book. Let's just pretend that I'm not the author. Let's pretend that instead I am just some random person who has stumbled upon this book. And so there are 2 file formats that are particularly important. One is the PDF format. The PDF format is perhaps one of the most popular formats there ever was. So I have a folder here where I have saved my mom's books as well as some other things. So here's the PDF file that I'm saving, and here is the epub format. Now epub is probably, next to PDF, it's probably the most popular format for books, because ebooks such as those you buy on, iTunes, the bookstore, and iTunes on Apple devices are going to be an EPUB format, for example. So I've downloaded those 2 formats, but if you look, there are a lot of other formats. There's also an online reader where you can read it. But I'm going to show you one more thing here. If I go to my dashboard on my account, it shows me several things. It shows me the books that I published here. There's Chandler's Honesty, there's Confessions of a Confused Virgin, there's The Vow of Chastity, and here's Chandler's Honesty Part 4. And it shows me how many times my books have been downloaded. Or sampled. So whether it's sampled or whether it's downloaded, it shows up here. So this book I made free. My very first book I ever wrote, I made it free because it's not the best quality, but it's also sort of funny. Now these have all been premium approved, and what that means is that it goes out to several different retailers. So for example, if I go to, oh, that's right, I think I need to Control 0 so the text goes back to being small. And then if I go, for example, to the retailer links for this book, you'll see that because I published this on Smashwords, it not only is it available on Smashwords, but it is also available on the Apple Store, on Barnes & Noble, and Gardner's Extended Retail, whatever that is, Kobo, Odillo, and Scribd. And I really don't have a clue what these websites are. a lot of them. Although I have been to Barnes & Noble before, and I've certainly bought things on the Apple Store. But people get their books from a variety of sources, and this is important for a publisher to know. So anyway, I have shown you some details with Smashwords. Oh, and I will also show you my profile here. This is my profile on Smashwords, and it explains about me. It has all my social media links. It also has this link of where my books can be found, to like the paperbacks and Kindle editions of the books. And so I have so many books I've published, it's just insane. So many books. But anyway, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to close my web browser, and I have several programs here that I can show you. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my Smashwords folder here, and you'll see that these files that I downloaded while I was recording this same video are here now. So I'm going to use the Adobe Acrobat Reader program to view the PDF file. So this, it's kind of crazy, but this is the PDF file. So let's see here. So when I view it like this, and I really hate these notifications. One of the things that I hate about Adobe Acrobat Reader is it's always having these notifications. It's super annoying. But it does work for reading things. It's sort of the standard program people use. So this PDF amazingly looks pretty much identical to the PDF that I created. It's not the same PDF as that I created. It is the PDF that was automatically generated by Smashwords when I uploaded the Microsoft Word file. But basically, these are just the first few pages of the PDF of my book. Now, one thing that's important to know is, like for example, when I look at the document properties, it shows some interesting information here. It shows all sorts of information about this PDF. And the size of this is 6 by 9 inches. That's because that's the size that it was configured for when I uploaded it to Amazon. But anyway, so that's what a PDF file looks like. Now, PDF, you have to understand, a PDF file is meant to be used for a paperback book. So any type of PDF file, if it has the right image dimensions in terms of inches or centimeters, can be turned into a paperback book. You can even upload it to Amazon and publish it, which is what I've done for my books. But there's another way to publish books, and that's in ebook type formats. So here's where it gets interesting. An EPUB file you don't open with Adobe Acrobat, you open it with a different program. So for example, when I click this, it's going to open it in Adobe Digital Editions. Now here's what's interesting about this. Now this program is a little bit weird. It's showing, I'm trying to figure this thing out. I'm trying to get it working here, but it shows the cover image there. And then it doesn't quite preserve the text size cut from the original document. Ebook formats are weird. When you have different sizes of text, different ebook readers are going to have the text be at different sizes. But the text is all still there. So the text from my book, this is a little bit weird the way it lays it out, and it sort of reflows it. In fact, I can show you something. This can be reflowed. So when we choose small text, it's like that. When we choose medium, it's like that. When we do large, it's like that. And then when we do extra large, it's like that. You see what I mean? The thing about an ebook format is that the text is resizable in the program or device that you are viewing it on. It's not like PDF where the size of it is scalable and yet fixed in the layout. So things are actually very different. So for example, If I change the size of this window, look at this. You see how it automatically reflows it? That's the power of an ebook format. You see what I'm saying? It's kind of freaky. So if I go to some random place in my book, you know, I can reflow all the text. So theoretically, this program can be used to view these EPUB files. Now, this is actually very important because a lot of ebook files that if you buy ebooks online and you're wanting to view them on the computer, you need a program like this. Now, Adobe Digital Editions is not the only program that can achieve this. There are others. In fact, I will show you another one. And so, okay, it asked me if I wanted to add it to my library. And I think I will copy it to my library for the next time. So here, for example, I have another program called Calibre, which is another ebook management program. So I also have this thing installed, and it also can work. Now, here it has my mom's books already in there and the quick start guide on how to use Calibre. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to add my EPUB book into Calibre and see how it looks in here. So it added that, and here we go. Let's see how it works. Okay, so let's make this okay, yeah, that's a little weird. Because, okay, yeah, sure, we'll make it full screen and we'll see how this goes. There's the cover, then there's the title and sort of a subtitle. There's that page. It's kind of weird how it has a whole page just with that part. It's very weird looking, but it's still a similar sort of a deal. It still has that same reflowability. You change the size of the window, you change the width of it, and then it gets really funky. You see? You see how weird that is? So that's the magic of ebooks, is how they're just so easily let you reflow and change how the text looks. Now here's the tricky thing about this, is that you can change the view. So if I want to increase the font size, like let's make it that bigger size. Now the text is bigger. Now if I press Control plus, then it gets even bigger. So you can make the text super big, or you can make the text super small to where you can't read it, which is kind of pointless, but the program lets you do that. So here's the bottom line. The point that I'm trying to make is that there are different formats for ebooks, and there's so many different file formats, and this gets awfully confusing. But this is the kind of thing that personally I am experienced at, and I'm learning more every day. And I actually, there's something that I would like to show you in this video, but that I can't really show you, because what happened was I actually made a table of contents for my mom's poetry book. My mom's poetry book, From Rejection to Love, I actually had to create a table of contents that was linked so that someone could click the links and then it would take them to that certain poem. And I had to do this because the Smashwords Premium catalog required it for it to be accepted. So I had to figure out how to do it. And the good news is I succeeded. So that's the good news, is I succeeded, and it actually worked out pretty well. So I've learned so much about how to format books, and books are never perfect. No matter how hard you try to get them fixed and just get them perfect to present to the world, they're never quite perfect. There's always seems to be one little typo somewhere that you missed, or the font size looks a little screwed up even after you've published it as an ebook. These things happen. I've learned to live with it, And so it's a non-stop job. You don't just write a book and then forever it's perfect and everybody reads it and buys it. If only it were that simple. I wish it was. Instead, there are times I spend the whole day at my apartment just trying to get get our books promoted and get books formatted, ready for publication, making sure all the information and the links work. Man, it's become my second job, basically. Publishing books like this has become my second job. And I got into it because I wanted to help my mom, because she had books to write and I had to learn how to publish books. And that's when I wrote Confessions of a Confused Virgin, and it just sort of took off from there. But I've written so many books, and I think I could help other people get their books published because I have this type of experience. So this might be a kind of career that I could get into because I've learned how to do so much. So that's what I wanted to share for now. And I hope this has been helpful to somebody who is trying to figure out how to read PDF files or EPUB files, or wants to know a little bit about book publishing and file formats, because I'm sort of a nerd and I've learned a few tricks just self-taught through my own research and experience that I might be able to teach others as well.